let's get going. So we thought we'd do a quick stream just to go over the ETF and the halvening. I've got my brother Maris Double B. Maris, how's it going, man?
I'm blessed, man. All those dips the last year and a half, I was buying them like a crack addict, and now it slowly starts to grow. So all that hard work I was putting in the market pays off. How was your last 2 years? Obviously, this is my first full cycle when I have the money. How is your journey in crypto? Actually, we can say something about ourselves before we jump to the topics that we have today. So, Mr. Herc, you can tell your journey in crypto.
Well, for myself, I'm basically just here to learn and find a way to escape the rat race. That's about it for me.
Uh-huh. For me, it's similar, but you know, living in Europe and seeing how everything changes and everything goes down, and how working people are taxed more and more and more. All this stuff, it's not good. So crypto, if not crypto, I think there's no other way to escape the rat race than crypto, quite quickly and quite reasonably. So crypto it is.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, so we've seen some crazy price action on the Richard Heart ecosystem in the past few days, and a lot of people have been making a lot of money and moving money around into other places. But we thought today we'd speak about the halvening. So I've been doing a bit of research into this, and every 210,000 blocks there's a halvening, and what that basically means is that the miners, the amount of Bitcoin they get out per mined block gets halved every 4 years, or every 210,000 blocks. So it started back in 2012. You used to get 50 Bitcoin, then it went down to 25. That was on November 28th. Then the second halving was in July the 9th, 2016. It went from 25 Bitcoin to 12.5. Then again on May the 11th, it went from 12.5 to 6.25. And now in April, on the 22nd, we're going to see it go from 6.25 to 3.125. That can get mined.
More than 3 months left, guys. More than 3 months. Buy.
Yeah, so I thought it would be good if we could just look at some of the graphs, just to see what actually happened around about those times. So just give me a second while I just share my screen. But if we look over here, right? So this is the graph, Bitcoin to USD, and we've got it set to 2012. If you look at the 28th of November, which is around about this mark here, let's just zoom in. It's around about this mark over here. You can see that leading up to it, about a week before, we see a climb. Right here. Give me a second. Okay, and then if we look at the second halving, which was in July the 9th, 2016, right? Let me just move this graph up here. July the 9th is round about here, right? And if we look at it, we've got nice upward movement. And then round about the 12th, we see some paper hands dumping again. And then we got some sideways crab action, just to all the other paper hands just letting go of everything they have again.
We like paper hands. We like paper hands, right?
Yeah. Over the next month, so yeah. As you can see, only for us to pick up again from the end of August all the way up to November. So not bad. Not bad. And then if we look at 2020, let me just get
Don't
my
remind me
graph.
about this. I still have trauma from 2020. Not buying.
When we know better, we
Checking Bitcoin. Someone posted on one of the business groups I was a part of that Bitcoin's like under 4K, and I'm like, should I buy it or will it die? And as someone who didn't have extra money, I was like, I would put $500 into that if I had $500,
yeah.
and I didn't. And then 69K.
Yeah, I mean, these things happen.
But this cycle we are in it, so we won't be crying about it 4 years from now.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at this graph here, right, for the last halving, which was on May the 11th of 2020. So round about, we saw a massive dip about 2 months before.
Yeah. The
And then
sickness.
round about a month before, around about 22nd of April, we see a climb up till the 8th of May. And then on the halvening, we see a massive red candle. So all the way down again. And then only to do sideways movement. Let's just see this. Let's just go here. So we saw a sideways crab walk. We just saw a crab walk there for 80 days. And then we saw a climb. And then we saw a climb of about, let's just have a look at this.
I remember that late summer pump. And looking at my hands, why didn't I put $500?
We saw a climb of about 45%
In a few days.
From the low.
Yeah.
So not bad, right?
And that's all thanks to, sorry to interrupt you, but that's all thanks to those paper hands that sold during the disease, when the disease was announced and people were closing shit.
It actually maintained, if you look at it, it actually maintained quite nicely, right? Because it didn't dip that much. And let's just look here.
Put it in February, March.
Percent, yeah. So it's 18% from that high. That's just how much it dipped over that period of time. Just not that bad.
I remember that uncertainty, but yeah.
Yeah, you were saying?
I remember that uncertainty and looking from the sidelines. I'm happy that I invested this time, but hey, you learn from your mistakes, right, Herc?
Of course. And then look at this massive movement over here.
Don't want to look at that.
Look at this. This is 323%.
And that's on Bitcoin. If you check alts.
Sheesh. Momentous. So I think we're probably going to be looking at a lot of the same. We'll probably see some buys, and then we'll see paper hands letting loose. We'll see some sideways action. And then about a few months later, what is this date range?
Remember, one thing we have working
5
for
months.
This cycle is the ETFs were approved last week and started trading on Thursday. So we're going to have institutional money. That's a factor to make our candles more green.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, like you said, you've got the ETF as well. But if you're looking at it historically, you're looking at downtrend, you're looking at sideways action, and then like 4, 5, 6 months later, you see a top. So we see the halvening in April. Then by the end of the year, November, January, we should be seeing some good movement, just based historically.
What's your like highest buy on Bitcoin this cycle? I haven't bought anything above 40, but even the 41 I was liquidate on a double way staking protocol, but like mostly under 33. I haven't bought anything a lot that much after above 33k.
You asked me what I would buy in at.
Yeah, like what's your max if it dips? What's your like max highest price you bought, and what's the max highest price that you're looking to buy if it dips down?
So if it dips below 42, so I mean anything below 40 would be good, I think. But then again, I'm not that invested into Bitcoin right now. I'm looking at alts more.
We're going to talk about that later.
I don't think Bitcoin is going to do that many X's, or not as many X's as the alts will, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, it's still good to have a good chunk of Bitcoin in your portfolio. My one is around
obviously
25%.
Yeah.
But alts is where the money is. Alts is where we're gonna be able to travel the world. So, yeah. But Bitcoin is the first movers. We always have to keep ours on Bitcoin. That's my tip to all of you new people here who watch us. You might not be able to buy Bitcoin at a good price, but you always have to follow and see the price of Bitcoin, because everything goes from there.
Yeah, man, you're right. I mean, Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, then the alts, then the NFTs.
Yeah.
And I think it's normally like a 2-week lag. So Bitcoin, 2 weeks later ETH, and a few weeks later altcoins.
Like I remember December, my portfolio calculated in Bitcoin was the lowest in a long time. And I was thinking, is Bitcoin gonna fly away? But then now it's the highest in terms of Bitcoin because of alts and Bitcoin going down. So you always have to be patient, and you always have to be tracking when to buy, and obviously never sell into fiat. Not in this stage, not at this stage.
Well, it depends, right? Like what your goal is. Like a lot of people want quick money, I think.
Well,
and I think a lot of the older people who've been in it longer, they're thinking long term. And like you said, it's about reinvesting probably.
Yeah.
So taking from alts and then moving it into either Ethereum or Bitcoin or into something else that you can yield from.
I mean, let's be honest. We spoke about it last week on our private call. I'd rather pay 20-40% tax on my alts when I sell as close to the top. Obviously, no one can guess. Then, look at them going down to 90% down. So I'd rather pay the tax and cry, but get something out of it than cry looking at what would have been, let's say, 100k portfolio dust of it to 20k.
Exactly. And like you said, you never know when the top is. Speaking of alts, like which alts did you want to chat about? We can look at some now, unless you want to talk about the ETFs some more.
I mean, the ETFs can wait, but like, let's be honest, we have a similar mindset in terms of what alts are we holding. I don't remember. You're a Cardano guy? You hold a lot of Cardano?
Not really, but hold on.
That's one of the coins that you don't hold, I hold. Basically, opening to all the people who are watching this. Like, we are very, very big believers in Phantom, right? Very big believers in gaming. So Gala,
Yeah, so
Illuvium.
I've got Cardano up here. So do you want to talk some about it? Yeah.
I mean, I love Cardano because
quite good actually. It looks quite stable over the past 90 days if you have a look here.
I mean, it's a solid coin. They're building, they're not rushing. The founder is quite media friendly. So I see it as a very, very good alt to keep.
Yeah, is that 18 billion market cap?
Yeah, that's like in the top 10.
It's not bad.
I think it's number 7 or around this.
Ken, you were talking about Gala, one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's where we have a similar interest, right?
Yeah, so the thing I like about Gala is they're also launching, so Gala will become the L1 of the Gala chain. And at the same time, they've got Gala movies, they've got Gala music, they've also got quite a few games that's happening. And I think this one has potential. I mean, its all-time high was 75 cents on the wick. Right now, it's sitting at about 2.5 cents to buy in, which is not bad. I wouldn't go above the 4 cent range to buy, because if you're going to look at it like a modest jump, if it hits 40 cents, then at least you 10x. But we're doing moon math, so we think it can hit at least $1. But modest,
and that's when I just interrupt and say, this is not the financial advice, guys. What Marius and Herc discuss is for entertainment purposes only. Thank you. Continue.
Exactly.
We should have said that at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, not financial advice, guys. Let's just keep that in there. But yeah, so all-time high was 75. If you're looking at a modest return of 40 cents, you keep your buy-in between 3 and 4 cents, you're looking at a 10x. It's not,
and that's like negative if nothing happens next year, which,
yeah,
let's be honest, I see it going to at least $2 if the development of games going to continue, if all the movies and other stuff they do hits a mild success. $2 at least.
If it is $2, that's a lot of money, and we won't say no to it,
Yeah, of course, especially knowing what you hold in Gala, and that's going to be good. And what's your goal for Gala?
No, I can neither confirm nor deny that I hold anything. Just for tax purposes. But one of our other favorites is Alluvium.
ILV. You actually play that game. I'm just the guy who.
Yeah, look, I like it.
I like the game.
I like the tokenomics. There's quite a few games. So there's Alluvium Zero, which is like the game behind Alluvium Arena. And it's got quite a strong following now, quite a strong community. You can also buy land currently. And if you work the land, you can get fuel. The fuel that you get from mining the land, you can actually sell in game. And also now they've just had their beta for Alluvium Zero. And on the land, you could mine the land, and then you could research blueprints. These blueprints you could then mint as NFTs, and those NFTs can be sold in game. And one of the other nice things they have is you can also, because they're working with Polemos, they're going to have the strategic partnership where you can actually rent certain artifacts. So that's nice. So have a look out for that. But
yeah, we're more when it's more closer to the proper launch.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sure when launch is. It was supposed to launch already, so we're looking at either this year or next year. But I mean, the coin is ready at $86, and that's pre-launch. So we're looking at, just based on tokenomics and the community, not financial advice, guys, but probably $1,000 for this coin. That's what people are looking at. So people are going quite heavily into this coin, and I think that's about as much as we should give away.
I was buying it when it was below 45. When it was below 50. Damn.
Do you remember when it was below 35?
No, I haven't catched that one. I think the lowest buy was 37, 38, but
yeah, it was 35 for a while, but I think people were investing in other things at the time, or they just didn't have cash.
Was it December 22?
It was last year. Yeah. It wasn't December. It was mid last year. I think somewhere mid last year.
Yeah, I remember I bought a lot December 2022. That was when I was crazy Illuvium.
But it
Illuvium is
wasn't
like
there.
my third position based on
Yeah, but it
those.
wasn't long. Yeah. I don't know how much else we should give away, or are there any other coins you want to talk about? But I think that's enough free
One last
advice.
thing we can say, because I think we recorded the part where you say RH coins, so I will
Okay.
let you
Which
pick. Do you want to talk about EHEX, PHEX, or Pulse Chain?
which one do you want to talk about? You can talk about either.
Okay, talk about
Pulse chain.
PHEX.
Okay.
Pulse Chain, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
This is the charts. Let me
The
just
new
pull up
baby.
the. Okay, here's the 90-day.
Ah, this looks so beautiful. This looks like victory, even though I haven't bought a lot since September. Where's September?
It's no, September's not even on yet.
Oh, it was 90 days, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do 180. Yes, September.
Yeah. I bought quite a lot before that price action up. Then I haven't bought a lot.
I think most of the OGs were ratio trading at the beginning with Pulse and Pulse, and I mean with PX, with Hex and EX.
One thing I
So it was,
would maybe recommend talking to our viewers and people who are going to discover that stream is, why do we love Pulse Chain and what's awesome about it? And why do we believe in it?
I think we should do a separate stream on that one.
Okay, then you're going to have to check that out and look for it later, our lovely viewers. But yeah, let's talk about a bit price action about Pulse Chain. What made Pulse Chain go so high recently?
Well, I would say it's probably the court case with Richard. Richard finally saying stuff, and Richard filing, having his 11 lawyers file suits against Gary Gensler. That's probably one of the reasons. And also, there's a lot of hype around it now. I remember, what was this guy's name? Gary Cardone tweeting that he was also going to put in a few million into Pulse. That also helped. So currently we're seeing quite a nice climb. Very nice. I'm hoping it slows down. The market sentiment is that it'll slow down around Feb.
I hope so, because I want to buy more. Any buys below the sack rate, it's pure winning.
I don't think we'll go sack rate again. I don't think so.
I mean, if it goes close, it's amazing. But what I'm saying, if anybody bought below the sack rate, you're winning. It's still a good price. It's still a good price.
Yeah.
It's still a good price, so it's still worth buying, especially if you don't hold anything.
I mean, if we look here, currently we are 1.28 times SAC for Pulse. And for Pulse X, we're 0.467x.
That's beautiful.
It's not bad. If it goes below SAC rate, hey, not financial advice, but you should buy.
You should sell anything you can sell. And plus, walk-in is healthy, so you can sell your car.
Not financial advice.
What a health advice. Walk-in's good for you.
Yeah.
No, just think what you guys can sell, man. If you don't risk it, it's even worth investing in crypto. Obviously, if you have a very good financial situation and you have a lot of other assets, other way to earn, yes, you can drip some more. But if you're in a shit situation like I am for the past few years, just fucking play it all in. Not financial advice, but let's be honest, yeah. Making money on your own business and crypto are the only relatively fast ways you can get out of the rat race.
Yeah, and also if you guys are new to crypto, I would suggest just buying Ether at the moment. So get onto any exchange that you can. Don't worry so much about the other altcoins. Just buy ETH, buy Bitcoin. And for the advanced guys, I mean, what we've just discussed is probably for you.
Yeah, there may be like 4 more coins that are worth having as a person with a low experience, but like ETH is a safe bet. ETH,
Yeah, I mean,
Solana, I would add, even though you don't like Solana.
ETH will probably do an 8x. I mean, that's the average return you're looking at every bull run. It's about an 8x.
Yeah, so what else can give you 8x in 2 years?
Exactly.
That's why crypto is a game that you probably gonna win a lot, but you guys are gonna be volatile and you're gonna have sleepless night if you are emotional about it. So keep your emotions out. Remember, you get rich when you buy, and you just have to wait for this shit to manifest. Okay, so big news last week. All the Bitcoin ETFs were approved by the SEC, even though they say they're still not fully onto that. Thank you, Gary. Thank you again for helping us buy the dips. I mean, let's be honest, Herc. We don't like Gary, but thanks to him, we were able to buy so many coins last year and a half, 2 years. So is Gary really bad? I'm actually thankful, even though it was
Well, he
scary.
was creating a lot of FUD last year.
And thanks to him, we got a nice bag. So yeah, so ETFs were approved on Wednesday. The biggest reason why I actually started putting money into crypto was when I don't remember the name of the company, but when in September 2021 they applied for the ETF, I was like, shit, this shit's real. And then I was just educate myself, and I haven't done any purchases until February 2022. So it's gonna be 2 years of me actually having money in crypto. But yeah, it was approved on Wednesday. All applications were approved, and then Thursday started trading. What I thought is gonna happen, the price is gonna go quite well, maybe slightly under 50K. I thought retail's gonna buy it and hype it, and then it's gonna dump to low 40s, maybe mid 30s. I know it's quite a big range, but I was expecting that's gonna play out. So I haven't sold anything. I tried to swing, but yeah, obviously, as you probably know, Herc, the prices, the ETF acceptance was priced in, right?
Yeah, so because the guys were buying they were moving all the coins to the exchanges. Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting retail's gonna be hyped around it, but didn't happen. What was the max? 45, 47 and a half? Okay.
The high was 46,944.
That was the weekly high, but yeah.
That was the
I
daily.
was on the daily, sorry, yeah. But yeah, I was expecting it's gonna go touch maybe 50, maybe brush a bit under. And I had my targets to sell some Bitcoin. Obviously, never swing traded all of your bag unless you want to lose it. I had them set up as 49. Didn't happen, didn't
Oh,
hit.
yeah, yeah, we had a wick at 48,963. So just under.
Yeah, my one was low 49, so 49 200 something. But still, ah, But also, I thought that we're gonna dump even harder than this. What we have right
Yeah,
now. I thought we're gonna
surprised.
go
Hard,
low
eh?
40s.
Yeah, I mean, it's the lowest it dumped was 42.52 on the wick, the red wick.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was on the weekly. It's not that bad. I mean, it's holding quite steady.
Because let's be honest, all the institutions were buying the whole 2022 from over the counter, so it didn't affect the price so much. But hey, retail, you let me down this time. I won't forgive you.
I think aren't the Ethereum ETFs launching or going to be approved next week?
No, May, around May time.
May. Why was I thinking next week? Okay.
No, there is a deadline next week, I think, but I don't think it's going to be approved because Gary Gensler still thinks it's a security. So until that situation is cleared, I wouldn't expect that.
Yeah,
I know.
I think he's saying it's because of the yielding that
Yeah.
he's seeing it as a security.
It is what it is. What's the time, by the way? Because we are.
Interesting times. I mean, if you look at it, Circle's also just launching an IPO now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see what happens there.
I mean, if you don't believe in crypto, don't cry to us that you haven't bought, or at least buy the top so we can sell on you.
Don't do that.
I mean, that's a normie advice. Cry that you haven't bought,
Yeah.
buy Bitcoin at 120K, and then I can dump my money on you. But if you're smart, non-financial advice, you're already in the market, or you're gonna buy quite soon, and you want to help smart people.
What I said in the DJing with the DJing guys, I still stands. I still think we're going to see a retrace later this year, and then we're going to see it pump next year.
Yeah.
So I think there's still a few more months, like throughout the year, where you'll be able to get dips, but it's not going to be crazy lows like we saw last year. Eh?
Yeah.
So don't expect to get the lows of last year, but you have a bag ready to buy when the time comes.
But yeah, guys, thank you, Herc, for having time, and just buy the dips. That's why I'm double B. Bye.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll keep you informed when the next one is. Cheers.
Thank you.